The injuries from the game, Jimmy Ward had a quad, never returned. Kai had a hamstring there on one of the last few plays. Go ahead.
I mean, just how much did you guys need this one, just from an emotional standpoint?
Huge. I mean, you guys know how it is. You lose a couple in a row in the NFL, and it's tough, and we've lost 4 in a row. So that was very needed for a lot of people.
And what does this game kind of tell you about your team?
I mean, just the way they battled. I mean, not everything went perfect. I know I would have liked us to stop them more on defense, but it was cool though. Never punted, which we needed. And then when it came down to the end, the D got them to punt, and then their last series they got that pick, which iced it. So it was a huge team win. We kept talking about whatever it would take to win is what we had to do, and we didn't care whether it was 2-0 or ended like that, and I was just real proud of the guys.
We talked last week about the struggle to find a play-calling rhythm. At what point in this game did you feel that you did hit that rhythm?
I felt our offense. I mean, I feel like when you guys ask that question, it's more about me, but it's. I felt the whole offense was in a rhythm, which makes me in a rhythm when I'm calling plays. But it was, just the guys made a ton of plays out there, and then we were able to make some key ones on third down. That was a little frustrating at the beginning because we felt like we were moving, and we kept getting between that 30 and 40 and couldn't keep it going. And finally we did that more in the second half, which was great. And, we were just messing with Mitch because he had a baby yesterday, and we flew him out here to punt. At least he helped, though, and did good on those.
Talk about team effort, the Elijah Mitchell touchdown. Have you seen a play?
No, that was really cool, and that was I think you could see a lot on one play, kind of what our team's feeling right now. We knew we had to hunker down. We knew we had to battle this week. We knew that would be a fight. I think that's a really good team that we just beat, and you can just see how important it was to all 11 guys out there because we needed all 11 to get them in the end zone.
Kyle, what about the Debo play? And you've been kind of sluggish up to that point. How much of a spark was that?
The screen?
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, we had that was the first series of the third quarter, right? Yeah, those first 2 plays got us in a longer distance, especially with that penalty that we had, which was going to end up being the first time we were going to punt, especially being in third and long there. And you give it to Debo trying to just flip the field and get it close to a fourth down. But for him to hit it like that, everyone picked up their blocks, which gave him a clean lane. And Debo, who, he was battling his calf all week, for him to be able to finish that out and get us close to the end zone was awesome. It was huge.
Following up on that, how important was it to get those big plays? You hit the big one to him at the end of the first half, but just so you didn't have to keep kind of, matriculating the ball.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, when you get those big plays, I mean, it helps a ton. And, we were hoping to get that the post throw to Debo. He tried a couple times in the game and just didn't get the right look, and then we got it right there, and the O-line protected great. Debo beat his guy. Jimmy made the right read and the right throw, and wish we would have finished with 7 there at the end, but at least allowed us to score before we went in a half.
What's your philosophy on that? I mean, because you look at it and you didn't leave yourself much time after that play, but obviously you don't want to give the ball back to the Bears. So how do you try to finesse that situation?
It comes down to third down and how many times they have, timeouts they have. If they didn't have those timeouts and stuff, then it doesn't matter. But when you're facing a third down and you don't know if you're going to get it, you want to take a little time off that clock. You want to make sure that you don't give them a chance to score. I believe they had 3 timeouts at the time, so that's a huge concern. When a team has 3 timeouts, if you go 3 and out, they get to do what we did, and we felt it was extremely important. They didn't add points at that time, especially with them starting with the ball in the third quarter. And when it's third down, I think there is time to go score, and at least a field goal. And with a big play, you got a chance for a touchdown. But if you don't convert that third, I think it was Ayuk that we converted the third down on. But if you didn't, at least you don't feel like you're making it a lot harder on them with 3 timeouts.
You talk so much about getting explosive runs. Do you have a sense for why you were able to unlock those today?
I thought from what it looks like, Elijah made some really good runs at the end of them. I think we gave him some clean lanes. That run defense, it's tough to get through those 5 on the line of scrimmage, and they didn't go 6 on the line as much as they have on tape. But our guys blocked well. He got through there, and I thought he got a lot more plays, or made a lot more plays than what it was just blocked for. So, and just the receivers blocking on the outside, everything that allows you to get the big ones. And it would have been a much tougher day if we didn't get those big ones.
Garoppolo's 2 touchdown runs, did those go as planned? And it looked like there was no consideration about bringing Trey in because he was in his coat.
Because he was what?
He was in his coat and beanie and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I wanted to be safe with the packages for him this week. It was his first week back, so I wasn't going to just put him in there, just for run stuff like that. So he was ready to go if Jimmy got hurt. But no, the first one we just timed out the motion wrong with the noise and stuff down there, and Debo tried to hit it. Realized it was going to Debo. Then he stopped and. Jimmy made a decision that he would just take it. I still thought he probably should have handed it to Debo, but when it was said and done, I thought he made a great decision. And then the last one, that was a zone read. So whoever the DN takes, the quarterback does the other.
Do you notice anything different about Jimmy during the game or after the game, coming home and winning the game? What do you know?
I thought he played real well. He seemed to, he didn't. I don't think anything was bothering him as much in the game. Seemed healthier, but I thought he had a hell of a game, and I thought guys made some plays for him too. I thought it was a real good day for the offense.
Do you practice plays that go wrong, like on that, the Debo play? Does Jimmy know what to do?
Yeah, anytime. It just goes back forever. But anytime you have a running play, and something happens where the back's not there, or in that case Debo, the quarterback's supposed to run where the back was supposed to go, and that's what Jimmy did.
You haven't had a chance to review the film, but it seems like Charlie Warner's been really good for you guys this last couple of weeks. What have you seen from him in his development, and what went into the decision to give him more reps than Ross Dwelley?
Charlie's we feel like he's been getting better and better. Him and Dwelley are two dependable guys that we count on, and they serve roles when Kittle's out there, but not having Kittle this last month, those guys have had to step it up. And Charlie's been getting healthier. He's been battling some stuff throughout the year, but he's a really good blocker, and he's got the speed to help us in the pass game. And he's taking advantage of his opportunities. The more he's got to play, especially today. I think I agree with you. I'll see on the plane, but it seemed like he played real well.
What's your level of concern with Jimmy Ward's call?
Pretty big concern. I don't know yet. But I think when you talk about pulling a quad, it's very similar to pulling a hamstring, and we'll see if that's the case on it.
Do you know how he hurt it? Did he hurt it on a specific play?
I don't know. Yeah.
You probably won't get as many quarterback questions this week. Is that disappointing to you at all?
I've gotten used to it. I don't know what else we'll talk about if we don't have that. No, it's I don't mind you guys not asking.
Who got the game ball tonight?
I gave one to Mitch's wife, Maddie, because I heard that she was very tough, and when we kept getting checking in on them, said he couldn't eat, he was throwing up, he was so nervous, so he didn't get one, she got one. And then I gave one to Jimmy, just coming back home in front of his fans. And I know his back was against the wall, just like everybody else in our building, but for him to step up and play the way he did today, I thought was huge.
Is that Mitch's first child?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
How important is it for you guys to keep moving Brandon Ayuk around? It seemed like he was in number 2 and number 3, and that's like converted something.
Yeah, I thought BA, I don't know what his numbers were or anything, but BA played his butt off today. He was great. I knew he had a chance going into the game. He's strung together a number of good weeks here, and I felt like this was the main week where his game really went up in practice, where he gave me a lot of confidence throughout the week, gave the quarterbacks a lot of confidence, our team, and I could feel it from him all week, and I felt it today. So big props to BA today.
His best game of the season, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
This week you talked about Chicago's defense and coming into this game they looked weak in sacks, but you look at keeping Garoppolo relatively clean and how they look at playing. What are your thoughts on how the line held up?
I thought the line was great. I really have a lot of respect for that Chicago defense. I'm definitely, it's nice not having Khalil out there, but they got good players all over. And I thought our line, it was a huge challenge. We got 96 out there, Hicks, and you got Quinn, and I don't think Jimmy, I know he didn't get sacked, I believe, and it didn't seem like he got hit too much, which allowed him to play at a high level and allowed me to call more passes than you don't know you can do on a Monday and Tuesday when you're watching their pass rush.
I don't know how much the outside talk gets inside the building, but clearly, Jimmy's under a lot of scrutiny and criticism from outside the building. So when you have a game where there's no turnovers and no punts, what does that do as far as just? It's got to be easier to play quarterback when people aren't calling for your head. So what does this kind of game do for him just emotionally?
I think it's nice to maybe not have to listen to it as much for a week. I think Jimmy does it as good as anybody. Jimmy's not a social media guy. He's not a guy who's sitting there watching stuff, and I think he's been around the league long enough to know that stuff doesn't help you. But he also you have to answer questions too and stuff, so you're aware. But that goes with the territory. I mean, for always the quarterback, the coordinators, the head coach, that's part of this business, and that's what we sign up for. And if you can't deal with it, you usually don't last. And he handled it very well this week.
Some more.
There were no DPIs today, so how satisfying was that? And that's basically it, yeah.
I mean, very satisfying. I think we had one defensive holding, I think. But that was huge. You know, you guys have very well documented how much we've struggled with that this year, big time. And it's been rough, and we emphasized it a lot this week. And you know, going into this game, knew it would be a challenge because those guys they throw more deep shots than anyone in the NFL. So we were aware of it all week, and it was nice for those guys to step it up and play penalty free.
You were impressed with Justin Fields. He ran for over 100 yards, and obviously you said the deep shots.
I was real impressed with him today. I mean, just some of the plays he made, especially the one touchdown, that was unbelievable. I think that was 4th down, right? You know, we had him, it was done, and I thought like 3 guys had him. So that was one of the more impressive plays that I've seen.
How did Talanoa Hufanga do in his first game?
I don't know. I'll watch the tape, you know. I don't know yet. You know, we'll see. I know we struggled on D. Just it didn't seem like we tackled that well. You know, we couldn't get him off the field on 3rd down. You know, we didn't get him to punt till the very end. So there's definitely some things as a whole we struggled with. But just in the team, for the team, they stopped him when we needed to at the end, and we did enough to win.
You expect to have Kittle and Robbie back next week?
Yes, I'm expecting to. It's not guaranteed, but I'm expecting to and really hoping so too. All right, guys.
Okay, thank you. Hello. You have fun out there today?
It was. It's good. Always fun to win. But it was kind of a back and forth game. Took a while. But I think it was really cool for our team to come through and at the end, you know, put it all together and get a win.
At what point did you realize that you hadn't punted at all in this game?
I knew that before you just said it, but I don't remember exactly when. I think pretty cool. You definitely want to have long drives, extend them, get points, move down the field. So that was definitely good. Poor Mitch to fly all the way out here and just hold balls, hold field goals. It sounds a little better.
The screen pass to Debo seemed like it really sparked.
Sorry, I missed the beginning.
The screen pass to Debo seemed like it really sparked the team and energized it. Can you just talk about what that, you know, kind of the swing of emotion with that play?
Our team did a really good job just making some plays when we needed them. We, you know, didn't quite have them early on and missed a kick early, and just to keep plugging away, keep playing, keep trusting it, and, you know, defense started getting some more stops, and we started driving down the field and getting some big runs and some big passes, and that really helps get everyone excited and, you know, move the ball and really boost confidence.
Alex, you were pretty far down the field on that play. What was your view of that, the one to Debo that he went 83 yards?
I was trying to run down just to clock it. I think you mean that one, right? At
the short screen that he took 83 yards away.
Oh, yeah. That one's always hard. It's always really hard to tell where the runner is on those screens. So you just try to find the near point, attack it, and you know, when someone kind of ran into my legs right at the end there, that's a good sign if it gets to you.
At one point in the first half, it looked like Chris Furster kind of sat you guys down as an offensive line and had an extended conversation. What was like the tone of that conversation?
Trying to remember which time. There's a lot of those. I mean, generally, like, we're pretty fired up and excited coming on the sideline, whether it's points or no points, but when you drive down the field, and you're always stressing what you can improve and fix on. There was one time where I think I had the wrong point, and so me and him yelled at each other, and then, move on. But and then another time we had a really good drive, and we just, move on. Good job, guys. Keep plugging away. Generally on the sideline, you're always trying to, what issues can we fix? How can we move on? What do we need to do? What do we need to do next time? Let's do it next time.
Alex, on Mitchell's 5-yard touchdown run, Kyle said it kind of symbolized the desire of everyone to get a win and just everyone coming together. And so I assume you were in the middle somewhere of that.
I was in there somewhere pushing.
Yeah. Was that? I guess you just talk about that and just what it took to get him in. Was that basically all 5 guys shoving?
Yeah, that's a pretty cool play. I mean, that was one that we're going to have a lot of fun watching tomorrow. Just keep your feet driving, try to, good job, Elijah, to stay up and keep his feet going and stay trying to get every yard. And then for everybody just to get back into it and start pushing it. That was a big swing of momentum. That was a big moment for the offense, I think.
Have you been involved in a play like that before?
I've had plays like that before. There's ones where you kind of carry the guy. That was more of a we're all pushing each other kind of legal scrum.
When that play is, it seems like that play's going on forever. What does it seem like for you? Like, just how, are you waiting for the whistle to blow?
You just keep driving your feet, wait for the whistle. I mean, I lost track of which way we're moving. I had no idea if we had turned sideways and we're just going, askew. But you just, hope that we're going the right way and just keep driving and, hope the best happens. Because it's hard to score touchdowns. It's really difficult. So for us to get that on that play, that's a big moment.
Two more. Jimmy came over to the sideline a couple times also when you guys were on the bench to talk to you that first half. It seemed like he was fired up all the way through this game. What was his demeanor like?
Excited, fired up. Next drive, let's get it. A lot of time just come over there to talk about snap count and procedure stuff. Like, can you hear me? Everything good? And sometimes, good job, guys. Let's do it again. That kind of thing.
Were you surprised that he took the ball in on the first touchdown run since it was supposed to go to
I don't think that's how we drew that one up. So I was pretty cool to see him take that and get the play.
All right. Thank you, Alex.
All right. Thank you.
How'd it feel to finally get a win out there?
Felt amazing.
2 sacks. How did you feel the momentum of the game was?
Say it again.
How'd you feel the momentum of the game was?
It was good. We definitely struggled in the first half to stop the run, and QB was getting out, and some of the boots were hurting us. But we did enough today. I don't think it was our best performance on defense, but our offense had our back. So it was good.
Kyle said that touchdown run by Justin Fields was unbelievable. He felt like, you guys had him on 3 separate occasions. What happened on that play, and what was sort of your reaction?
I just was running over because I think Eric had him around the ankles, and you don't think you need to keep contain at that point, but obviously he's super athletic and strong, and I think he's definitely going to have a good career.
Given that he's an Ohio State guy, did you catch up with him after the game at all?
I couldn't find him. No. I didn't play with him either, but we've talked before.
When you're watching your team's offense play, what were the plays that kind of stood out to you watching how the offense really, had
just running the ball. I think the offensive line took this one to heart, and they thought that they could be playing better this season, and they showed what they could do out there. And seeing Elijah on those runs, and then obviously Debo's a beast, and Brandon Ayuk got some more action today, which was good to see. So it was great effort and Jimmy balled out.
Did you have a good vantage point for when all 11 guys pushed Mitchell into the end zone?
Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Kyle said that it kind of culminates, or kind of is an analogy of like everybody on the team working together to get to a common goal.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of talks and meetings and everything just leading up to this game, and it's all good, but it matters what you do out on the field. And you could have as many pep talks as you want, but if you don't go out and play as a team and get a win, then it really doesn't matter. So we had all those pep talks and all those, and I'm glad we came out and really delivered.
All right, guys. Thank you, Nick.
How many of those do you have?
3
Where are the other 2?
in the locker. Just decided not to bring them because it was too heavy.
How important was this, just from an emotional standpoint, to break that skid and get back in the winning column?
It was huge. I think just our preparation for the week was just all out intensity. I think it was just more so everybody playing on the same page. Offense, defense, and special teams. And I think we came out today with a complete game. I think that, at first we had our lulls in that first half. Second half, we just kept, battling and kept fighting. And offense got in rhythm. Defense, we got settled down and got in rhythm. And then special teams came through in the end. And that's kind of how we got the game.
What was the level of relief in getting that interception at the end? I know you looked frustrated after the fumble that you guys couldn't pick up.
Yeah. But I don't know. You guys was talking about it all week, so we just make sure we stayed on top. And I think that was a very easy, correctable thing to do. And we played lights out pretty much all game. I think Fields held to 170-yard passing. So when you do that in the National Football League, I think that's a good day for any secondary. So we know we got to drop the bus from the back. That's how we played, and we got the victory. But it was a collective unit. So.
You were aware there was a lot of discussion about defense pass interference penalties?
Oh, of course. I mean, come on, man. Like, let's be honest. It's the league. They want to see points. It is what it is, kind of, underhanded in a sense. But who's going to cry about it that's going to hear us, right? That's Crocodile Teal. So we got to go out there and make the best of our opportunities, regardless of, backs against the wall. But we just got to continue to keep fighting. And, Father give you something, you got to go out and get it. So I appreciate it.
How did Talanoa Hufanga do out there, his first NFL start?
Say it again?
How did Talanoa Hufanga do?
Man, he was great. He was great. He was everything we asked for him and some. He wasn't scared of the moment. He actually grabbed that moment by the horns and he ran with it. And, he's just going to continue to keep proving, and a guy like that, he only can get better. He's a rookie for crying out loud. He played like a vet today, so just got to keep proving, and we will. And I'm glad he's on our team.
Before the game, when Fungus jumping up and down, he has a lot of energy. You guys feed off of that?
Who? Listen, like I said, he's an energy guy, man. Like, he brings that thump. I think Troy Polamalu is one of his big brothers that looks over him a lot. And, if you want to have a big brother, it's Troy Polamalu. That's for sure. And he is awesome talent, and hopefully he can come within him one day. And that's a big mark, and that's a big feat. But he's starting off on a good foot.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you. Is this the most fun you've had in a while?
Definitely. In about a month or so.
What was your most enjoyable play out there? Because you had a lot of different ones, whether it was a block or a catch or a punt return.
I would say probably the last run by E. Mitch that got us back down there again. That just kind of fell into a block and he was still rolling. So on the backside, all the way on the other side, that was pretty fun. And that was just a play that sealed the game.
Seemed like you had a key block on Debo's long catch and run. How satisfying is it to see him kind of dart past you there, knowing that you're still on that block?
I mean, I think for all of us in the receiving room, it's a real close room. So it's just like it feels good when you know you made your block, you took care of your guy, and then you see your guy running past you and getting tackled at the one. I'll talk to him about that later, but
How much of a spark was that play for you guys as a whole?
That was huge. That was huge. I'm not sure exactly what the score was at that point, but anytime Debo makes a play, it gets the team going and sparks us up big time.
Kyle said you inspired a lot of confidence this week in practice. This is probably your best game of the season. What do you think was different?
I think we talk about it all the time. One of their favorite phrases is a mindset. So I think that was it, just taking that into the week of practice. From even starting last week, starting just rolling into this week, and just continue to roll throughout the week, and then it's easy on Sunday. So, yeah.
Hey, Brandon, after last year, everybody was expecting you to have a big season. And objectively, you look at the stats, and you weren't having a very good season through 6 games. Can you explain why?
I mean, I would say, it could be a bunch of different reasons. All I know is I control what I can, control the controllables, and so like that, and that's even in the blocking game. That's even like somebody else has the ball, me running, somebody else running the ball, somebody else catching the ball, controlling my part, and usually stuff starts to trend in the right direction when I do that. So I don't really get too caught up in that. We got to win today, and that really doesn't matter at all to me as long as we see W's.
Yeah, but Kyle Shanahan has said your last couple of weeks of practice have really been good. Do you kind of see this now as a springboard that can, make you and Debo, a big time tandem through the rest of the season?
Of course. I mean, I see it like no matter what happens after a week, I see it like that all the time. I see like I could have no catches, no targets. I'll go into the next week expecting that, preparing for that. I came into this week expecting that, like you said, with the week of practice. I don't know what I had, but I'll be in his office on Monday talking to him.
Great, thank you. How you feeling?
Good. We won.
And physically, you're good?
Yeah. I'm good, man. Just took a bad hit. Was good after that though.
What's it like to have to defend a quarterback like Justin Fields? What was it like out there today?
He kept him in it the entire game. I think he ended with over 100 yards rushing. So, just escaping the pocket and doing things with his legs. He we obviously did a good job of staying in it.
I think the first drive on which the Bears didn't score came right after Debo's big play. When we talk about that play energizing the offense, how much does that energize the defense when you guys see it?
Oh, man, that was huge. I mean, Debo had heck of a game, overcame some adversity early on, and, I mean, like I said, had a heck of a game, helped us win that ball game. Jimmy played great. The whole offense, I was super proud of the way everyone fought, especially that side.
What was your vantage point on that play where Elijah Mitchell was kind of pushed by the entire offense into the end zone?
Yeah, I was sitting on the bench watching it on the big screen, and you can always kind of tell when a running back's kind of still running his feet, and then guys get behind him and start pushing. That might happen. So it was a cool moment. Shows the resilience, the fight in everyone. We talked about I was going to take everyone to win it, and by any means, and that was like the story of the game right there.
What were some of the adjustments you guys had to make after halftime? Because it seemed like the Bears, were moving the ball pretty easily, and then you guys started forcing points in the third quarter and started to look like yourselves.
Well, they kept getting third and manageable situations, third and shorts, because they were running the ball on us on first and second down. We had to just be more stout, wrap up and tackle. Our tackling could have been way, way better. It's going to be better going forward. And, once we started to tackle better and it got them in third and long situations, that's when we saw some success.
Did Fields take you guys a little bit by surprise? I mean, he hasn't run this much in the past, right? So all of a sudden start to break into you. Did you guys probably didn't expect that?
I mean, no, I'm speaking for myself. I knew he was fully capable. I mean, he's a 4'3" guy and knew that he was fully capable of escaping the pocket and doing things with his legs. Obviously we could have handled it a little better, but, kudos to him for doing what he did.
Can you describe just the mood in that locker room for the last half hour, what it's been like in 3 weeks or so?
Yeah, we got one. That was the goal the entire week. We just need one. We get one, then we'll focus on getting one more. And that's the mindset going forward throughout the rest of the season. 1 week at a time. The entire focus was on the Chicago Bears and coming in here doing whatever it takes to get the win, and then we did exactly that. Going forward now, Arizona Cardinals at home. We haven't won at home in a long time. It's unacceptable. But like I said, it's one at a time. Everything in our power right now is to win one more game, one game at a time. And right now it's the Arizona Cardinals.
What do you think about Talanoa Funga today, first start?
I thought he did great. Obviously you gotta go back and watch. He's playing behind me, so half the time I don't really know what he's doing. But it seemed like he was around the ball and being disruptive and doing the right things, being in the right spots. So I think he did a good job.
Were the last few weeks head scratching at all? Just seeing how you guys were sort of beating yourself.
I mean, yeah, you look back at those last 4 losses and how close those games are, and like you said, it was us beating ourselves and not finding ways to win. We really needed today to come out in a hostile environment and find a way, and we did.
That's good. Thank you, Fred.
Thanks.
That's it. Thank you.
Damn, bro. I'm going to go after you, bro. You look like that.
Yo,
How'd it feel to get your first sack with 49ers?
amazing. God bless me. Just had to take advantage of it.
Was there pressure? Are you feeling, to get a sack? I'm sure you don't like everything zero.
I mean, there's always pressure to get a sack. You play D-line. That's kind of like your world is to get sacks. But I knew everything was going to happen in God's timing, so I wasn't really sweating it all that much today. I just wanted to get a W. I didn't really care what I had to do. So he looked out for us today.
It looked like you rolled. Did you roll your ankle in practice warm-up the other day, and then how did that affect you today?
I mean, I'm honestly going off adrenaline, so it didn't affect me too much. Had good trainers, Dustin. Made sure that he took care of us, and I was just able to show up today and do my best.
You had some new guys there on the defensive line today. How did the chemistry feel? How did the rotation feel?
I felt good. I mean, we're close-knit defensive line, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's always that next man up mentality. We know how football is. People get injured. We just have to be ready to step up, and we did that today.
When you guys get a win like you did today, and it's been such a long time since you had one. What was it like in there in the locker room? Could you kind of feel that just the aura is a lot more positive? And
Yeah, it's always positive when you're getting W's. You know what I'm saying? Because it's any given weekend that you can lose in the league, especially this year. So it's been a while, like you said. So it just felt amazing. Now we just got to keep it going.
All right, guys. Thanks, Samson.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Guys,
remember the last time you were standing up there, right here?
seems like forever ago, man. Yeah, it's some good memories here. Some good memories.
But what did this? We can talk about the team a little bit later here, but for you personally, what did that game out there mean to you after the stuff that you've been through? And
It means a lot, you know. Every game does, but I don't know. Coming back to your hometown, home city, just carries a little different feel to it. Really does. Just landing at the airport, pulling into the city, all of it's just the familiarity, all that. I don't know, all that good stuff. It's just, yeah, it's a special feeling. It's a good day.
I mean, you've been criticized a lot here the last few weeks because of the losing and everything else. So, did you need this game? Did you need it just for your sanity?
I think our team just needed a win. I mean, losing 4 in a row like that, you got to come do something about it, and I think our guys did. You know, we came ready today. There was a good mindset on the sideline. Guys were talking. You could feel each other, and when we're playing like that, that's when we get dangerous.
On your first touchdown run, Jimmy, was Debo coming in motion and he stops early? At
Yeah.
what point did that trigger in your mind that you were taking the ball across the goal line?
About when I got the ball in my hands. Yeah, it happened. I mean, it was just some. We were late in the play clock. There was some motion. O-line couldn't really hear right, so there was a lot going on there. But I knew where the play was designed to go. I tried to give it to Debo. I said, "Go, go, go," and he kind of just. We both kind of froze for a second, but it was. It was plays like that today. I mean, not perfect, but whatever it takes.
So when you make the read on the second one, was there something you picked up on that first one? I know it wasn't how it was designed, but just in terms of the outside being available, it seemed like you had some success there.
Yeah, the coaches did a great job. I mean, that we really didn't talk about it. It was in the game plan, but we didn't really talk about it that much. And yeah, we saw it on the film, and DN crashed, took it around the edge, and someone gave me a great lead block. I don't even know who it was, but there was a hard hit on that one.
Jimmy, you talk a lot about tuning out the noise, and you talked about the team, but for you personally, was it satisfying to have a game where you could kind of quiet the noise?
Yeah, I mean, the noise it's going to be there, good, bad, or indifferent, so it's just part of the job. But I think whenever you get an opportunity like this to come, I mean, this defense was really good, and our offense played really good today too, so that's a good team. But whenever you get a chance to come into another team's house and do what we did, it's always a good thing.
Kyle talked about how the Elijah Mitchell run where everybody pushed him in.
Say it again, sorry.
The Elijah Mitchell run where everybody helped him into the end zone was kind of an analogy of what the team's like, pulling together, helping get across the line.
No doubt, yeah. I mean, that play, there's a number of plays today. Elijah played great. The O-line played great. I mean, clean pockets, great blocking up front. When we could do that, and yeah, but that play really summed it up. I mean, it felt different out there today. It did, and we just got to keep this thing going now.
What's going through your mind as that play's unfolding?
I thought it was like stopped at the 1 or 2, so I just tried to jump in. I don't know how much I helped, but every little bit helps, I guess. So I think the O-line did most of that, though.
You talk about it feeling different. Is that a rhythm thing? It seemed that at some point, maybe with Debo's big play, that it did just feel different watching it. How does it feel in the huddle when you do hit that rhythm offensively?
Yeah, the no huddle stuff that we did. I think there was a number of things. Debo really gave us that spark on that third down. That was a huge play in the game. But yeah, it was just guys talking. It's hard to point to one thing in particular, but guys talking on the sideline, feeling each other, just getting on the same page in rhythm, like you said. That's when we're at our best. And you know, whatever it is, Kyle was on fire today with the play calling. It was just a perfect storm type of thing.
Have you ever thrown a ball in the stands before?
Seattle 2 years ago, yeah. After we won so
It's
it's just when I get really excited.
You know the fine amount then?
Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't want to say too much, but yeah.
Just more emotion because you're coming home. I mean, is it from the spike and then throwing in the stands? Is that kind of where all that comes from?
Yeah, my college roommates were sitting in that end zone, so I don't know. Hopefully, one of them caught it, but no, it was just it was so much emotion. I mean, I'm not used to really running them in like that to begin with, so when it does happen, it was pretty cool.
Did you have people reach out to you this week, like specifically anyone in the area, wishing you luck or wishing you some luck and the Bears luck and stuff like that?
Yeah, a ton of people, a ton of friends from home, friends that I grew up with. High school basketball coach right here, Como, is sitting in the building, so. Yeah, it was really cool. It was just I don't know. I love coming back here. Love this city, and it's a fun place to play, man.
And how many people do you think you had at the game?
Say it again.
How many people did you have here?
I only had to buy like 20 tickets, but there was easily over 100. I know. So it was a lot of Niners people out there. There's some bread out there in the stands today.
Before looking over that, you guys had over 470 yards of offense, average over 9 yards per play. Everybody was getting going. You were extending plays. Is this the type of performance that you guys can build off of moving forward? And how does it feel to be the best running quarterback in the stadium?
I don't know. Justin has a couple nice runs today, but no, yeah. When we could get in rhythm like that is when we're doing well. And I think it starts up front with the O-line. Those guys set it off for us, got the run game going. We got into a rhythm with the no huddle stuff, and like I said before, it was just a perfect storm. And that's how we have to play going forward now.
And your basketball coach is okay with you choosing football?
Yeah, I mean I think so.
Thank you, Jimmy. Mike McGreevy has gotten a bad rap, and he's been making he hasn't made the poor type of plays that has been happening lately. Can you just talk about his performance this year, because it seems like he's playing really well?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, the noise is the noise. It's when you're losing 40 games in a row, you deserve all that. But just the O-line, give them their credit. Those guys played great today, and without them, we couldn't do what we do offensively. So it starts with them up front, and it always will.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah, but what can you say about that guy right there, Garoppolo, that, under a lot of pressure with the way things have been going and the performance he had out there today?
I just say from OTAs, Jimmy has not changed. He's been the same every day, every week, every Sunday, and it was just great for him to come out here in front of his home crowd and go out here and get a win and play very well.
And today for you, didn't seem to start off all that well. So what was kind of going on?
It was just a little two minor drops that I know those are plays I'm supposed to make, but you get in the rhythm of the game. You know how you start the game, you're too hype or whatever. Just had to settle in and get back to the game that we know we play.
Your screen pass that almost went for a touchdown, that seemed to switch the momentum of the game. Did you tell me about your vision on that run?
I just say it all starts with the O-line. As you can see, it was a quick little pop screen, and the whole left side of the offensive line got to get out and be lead blockers, and I was just following them, and it just popped open, and I just handled the rest.
Ayuk said he's going to, poke fun at you because you didn't get in, were you?
Say it again?
Ayuk said he's going to poke fun at you because you guys...
it's a tough crowd we have in the room.
Did you feel that the momentum kind of shifted?
Of course. It carried over to the defense. I think third quarter they ended up having their first punt, and we just took advantage of that and went down and put points on the board.
You're at like 819 receiving yards now, which is more than you had your whole rookie season, and most ever by a 49er through the first 7 games. Just how gratifying is it for you to kind of take this step forward, and how much more do you think you can accomplish?
I mean, it all started for me this offseason, knowing what it takes to be a great receiver in this league and knowing what my body needs to go through to be able to perform the way I have. But I just can't get complacent and just continue to get better every day and every week.
Do you think just being healthy was the biggest difference for you coming in?
Yeah, and just losing a couple weight and just being more flexible.
Brandon makes you guys better. We all know that. How does it feel for you just to see him make plays out there?
Oh, it was great. He had 2 great weeks of practice, so we kind of knew coming into this game, Brandon was going to go out there and have a great game and do the things that he needed to do. And Kyle believed in him, and just as well as everybody else on the offense, and he just went out there and performed well.
What was your vantage point on the Elijah Mitchell touchdown where everybody pushed into the end zone?
Man, it was crazy. As you can see, I didn't even think like everybody was gonna push because I just stopped pushing, and then the whole line just carried them in the end zone. You can tell like we have a great team, and just to see that happen, it was great.
Cool. Thank you.
That's it, bro.